Frozen fast food, always fresh and fun at Brady's Rad Cafe in the Uniontown Mall near JCPenney's.
Look and you'll see there's a whole new Ford for you.
Happy New Year from Thurby's Riverside Ford. New year, new deals, and new vehicles. Just announced, new 2025 Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport come with $1,000 Ford bonus cash plus 2.9% Ford credit financing.
And the best-selling truck on the planet, the new 2025 Ford F-150 4x4 comes with $2,250 Ford bonus cash plus 2.9% financing. It may be cold outside, but the deals are hot. Are you thinking about a new 2025 Ford Maverick all-wheel drive pickup? Just announced, $1,000 Ford factory incentive on all Mavericks. We have the inventory and we've got the best deals.
Stop in and see Joey, Sammy, Jimmy, or Ashley at Thurby's Riverside Ford, located 1 mile past the casino at Nemacolin. Ford credit financing required. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. Thurby's Riverside Ford, your presidential award and one Ford elite dealer.
Main Street Theater Company proudly presents Grease on stage at the State Theater January 30th and 31st at 7 p.m. and February 1st at 2. Follow the journey of Danny and Sandy, the Pink Ladies, and the Burger Palace Boys in one of the world's most popular and enduring musicals. With an unforgettable soundtrack featuring hit songs like Greased Lightning, Hopelessly Devoted to You, You're the One That I Want, and more. For tickets, call 724-439-1360 or online at statetheater.info.
This is Attorney Ann Jon. I'm a proud St. John's graduate, and I'd like to recognize the excellent contributions of our local Catholic schools. Congratulations to all of the students, teachers, and administrators on their excellence and their contributions to our community. From St. John's graduate, Attorney Ann Jon.
We are St. John's, the Evangelist Regional Catholic School.
If you want the best education for your child, our school is the one you should consider.
From preschool through 8th grade, our students are given structure, a challenging curriculum, and individualized attention.
Our faith-based education and family atmosphere makes our school a great place to be.
For more information or to schedule a visit, contact our school office at 724-438-8598.
We are St. John's.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this long-haired country boy.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly, and it's another Trump-tastic day here in Fayette County. Today's show is being brought to you by Burns Krause Funeral Home, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul. They're the IDF of Fayette County. HC Containers, Laser Brothers, Highline Motorsports, and you probably wish you had one of them four-wheelers to ride around with the weather the way it is. Humbert Sanitation and Septic Pumping, Fayette Structures, Country Motor Sales, Premier Auto Glass, Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group, HBJ Radio, Mileser's Garage and Tire Center. And you know what? Go see Mileser's. I'm telling you what, they're like a hidden jewel here in Fayette County. They get you 4 tires on and out the door. I never seen them guys. They should be working for a NASCAR pit crew. Solid Foundation Ministries, the Ink Spot in South Connellsville, JB Market in Dunbar, Mung's Auto Body and Repair, Fayette County Mega Patriots Group, and of course, let's not forget Fayette Structures. I see Gino got some more buildings down there, and I'm sure he wants to sell them, and everybody needs a place to put something now the way the weather is. So I tell you, it's been an amazing weekend to say the least. I got Harry Cochran here with me right now, and the weather. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know, but I tell you, it was cold going out. I have an outdoor boiler, and it was cold going out and fixing the fire. But I'm very fortunate. We got plenty of good coal, and we have ample supply of wood, which is dwindling quickly. But like I said, keeping the house warm in this weather and with the snow and everything, and getting people in and out, and of course the courthouse was closed yesterday, and I want to thank the judges for doing that and putting and taking care of things, because they needed a place to put the snow and move things around so they can get people parked, and the courthouse was nice and warm. So I got to thank all the maintenance people that made sure that the boiler was working correctly, and they probably worked Saturday, they probably worked Sunday, and they were probably there Monday when everybody else was off. So I want to thank them for all that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what, Fayette County's got some mighty strange shepherds watching over its flock. You got Vince, a name you can trust to raise your taxes. You got Shop Till You Drop Done, swiping the county credit card like it's a Black Friday sale. And let's not forget bobblehead Harry Kaufman, nodding along at every bad idea that rolls out of the courthouse like a bauble toy on a pothole. But that's not all. Up in Harrisburg sits bloated budget Pat Stefano. Yeah, the senator who never found a casino he didn't want to bless. He rewrote the rules for Lady Luck, hauled 14 senators down here to sing its praises, and called it unfair that the rich had to follow the law. Well, I don't see him calling 144 layoffs unfair this week, do you? The Bible says in James 5:4, the cries of the workers have reached the ears of the Lord. And I reckon those cries are echoing through every hollow from Nemacolin to Uniontown. Families wondering how to keep the lights on while the folks we'll start again. Families wondering how to keep the lights on while the folks who caused it are keeping quiet and cashing their checks. The courthouse cut jobs, Nemacolin cut jobs, and somehow the county commissioners, Vince Facilities, Dunn and Kaufman, keep telling us it's development. But Proverbs 22:16 says, don't mince, and it doesn't mince words about what it says. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches shall surely come to want. Think about that. Don't let them fool you with their sweet talk and handshakes. You can't put a bow on a backroom deal and call it a blessing. Fayette County's tired of the same sermon. The rich get richer. The working man gets the bill. Isaiah 10:1 says, woe unto them that make unjust laws, and say woe unto us if we don't stay quiet. I am John Marietta. Yeah, I'm the hillbilly, and they make fun of that all the time too. But that's okay. I'm always going to stand up for we the people. And you're listening to the Hillbilly Jon show right now, where the truth still rides shotgun, and folks still have to say, and the folks still have to say. Stay tuned, neighbors. The headlines may be lie, but the hillbilly never will. I want you all to understand something. There's been a lot of things going on in this county that they've kept quiet for years. It's been they've tried to they raised our taxes 25% or more, and over the last year, and now they're trying to figure out how they can keep from raising taxes next year, because guess what? Next year's a the commissioners are up for election, so they're going to try to do everything they can. They're probably going to end up borrowing money. I can't say that for sure, but I'm saying probably in order to keep things going. It's sad when people have to skirt the truth, twist it around to make things seem like what they aren't. And Scott Dunn actually said it in a meeting here a few weeks ago. We have a surplus budget. Well, if we have a surplus budget, how come we're laying people off at the courthouse? Let's just think about that. How come we're waiting on things, procurement, things that need to be bought for the county and taken care of. We're always waiting, and the cutting costs, I get it. Having extra inventory, I get that too. But we got a terrible problem here, and we got to address it. And we got to address it at the state level. And I will tell you, that's why I have Harry Cochran with me today. And Harry's got some things he wants to say, and he has a contract that he put out with for the kind of like it kind of reminds you of what Tip O'Neill did, and he's gonna try. We're gonna try to go over like maybe one or two of the bullet points or the different points in the contract that he's doing. When I have him on every other week or every week or however we're going to do it, we haven't decided that, but we need a change in Harrisburg. We can't keep on doing the same thing. It's kind of like Einstein said: if you keep on doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, then we're the ones that are not being smart about what we do. And it's time for us to get out and vote. It's time for we the people to rise up. Now, I want to say one other thing before we get too far into this. Last Thursday night down at the paint room, Melanie Patterson had we all got together for the committee purposes. We're trying to recruit more people to come to the committee. From what I understand, there's only 10 or 12 people that come now that are actually committee people. We want to try to get more people coming. We want to try to make a change there also. And we had a successful meeting. I felt so, didn't you, Harry?
Absolutely, it was a nice meeting.
Yep. And since then, we had. I will tell you, there was between 20 and 26 people there, depending on when you count it. And I will tell you that it was kind of nice, and everybody, it was kind of nice to get together. Melanie did a wonderful job of getting through the bullet points of what we needed to do to become committee people, and she's willing to help just about everybody that wants to run. Melanie's also running for state GOP committee person, and I tell you what, we couldn't have a better person in Harrisburg than her to help us out with back here in Fayette County. We need to make changes, and changes have to be made, and it's time we make changes. Since then, though, I will tell you, I've been contacted by 6 different people that want to be on the committee. I know that a good friend of mine from Connellsville, he's been contacted about several different people from down that way. We might actually have some people some precincts that never have been represented that are going to come forward and represent themselves. So this is we don't need cheerleaders. We need people that can think, people who can talk reasonably, and that's what we need. We don't need cheerleaders for the establishment. That's over with. That's done. We got to keep moving forward, and that's what we will do. We the people. It's going to be we the people. So, anyways, Harry, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say that I really like the way Melanie handled that Thursday night, and it's important that we rebuild this Republican Party in the county, starting at the grassroots level, which is precinct by precinct, and I really admired the way she explained in detail how important the committee men and women are to the party, and her job hopefully as a state as representative to the Pennsylvania Republican State Committee to formulate the party platforms and carry the party forward from the state level. I commend her. She did that thoroughly, and she did a beautiful job. And I wish they had this a long time ago. I've never had this. I used to be a state legislator here, and in either party, I've never seen that done, where they actually called the people in and told them how important it was going to be and what their job could mean to the party and to the county.
Yep.
That's great.
And it looks like we're going to have a significant amount of people that, and we're recruiting people for these different precincts, and I want to make this very clear that you have to be a Republican to be on the Republican committee, obviously, we don't need cheerleaders no more. We don't. It's time we change things. It's time we go forward with everything. So anyways, Harry, you put out this contract, and I know that I seen a couple posts today about some things, but one of the things is you're breaking it down into one contract point at a time.
12 different points.
Okay.
That I think the state senator, if I make state senate, I'm going to follow this.
Not if, when.
Well, when, yeah, that's the next way. Hope so. Hope it turns out that way. We have to, we have to be responsible, and you have to protect the southwestern Pennsylvania region, and this county and Somerset and Bedford and the borough of Scottdale constitute the 32nd senatorial district, and I want to stand by this as long as I'm in the state senate. Anytime any constituent and the sovereign are the people. Anytime a citizen like to know where we are in these 12 points, they'll be able to contact me, and I'll keep them informed where we are, because these are the things that have to be done if we're going to help this region. This county, this region, I have to say, especially Fayette County, what it did to make this country. We had for necessity. George Washington came in here. We've had the Industrial Revolution started here, and this country was built, and especially the western part of Pennsylvania, by what came out of this county and headed towards Pittsburgh. And we've been forgotten by our own state senator, in my opinion. He's sold out to I think he's a puppet for the Republican establishment in Harrisburg, and I want to take him out. We have to have representation here in the state senate. As you look at this contract, item number 1, I'm on here. It's about the election integrity and in the rural counties, and the number 1 issue on this, the number 1 point, is the Act 77 of 2019, which changed the Pennsylvania elections permanently here in Pennsylvania. It was Republican written, it was Republican sponsored, and it was Republican passed. And Pat Stefano was the sponsor. The law cost the Republicans of Pennsylvania, cost them the state. President Trump lost Pennsylvania in 2020 because of Act 77, and rules matter, especially when power is on the line. And what Act 77 of 2019 did, it ended the excuse requirement for absentee voting, created permanent no-excuse mail-in voting. Now, prior to that, you could get mail-in paper ballots, and if you were a veteran or in the armed services serving, or not necessarily a veteran, anyone serving in the armed forces, someone was sick, or if you're going to be away on business or vacation, you could get a write-in ballot, mail it in, and that was legal. And now they have this where it's just you don't need any excuse. You just mail in these ballots, and it's expanded ballots outside the election day, which I think are wrong. I think you should vote on one day, and they should count all the ballots on one day. And I think you should have verification when you're going to vote. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I mean, it's crazy the way this is, and it adds serious security, the safeguards to this, and. Act 77 of 2019 didn't expand democracy, it expanded uncertainty. And access without responsibility or integrity is chaos. So I'm seeking this office, and I want to seriously, the first thing I'm going to do if I am elected is repeal Act 77 of 2019.
So if not to interrupt you, but
yeah,
you want to get it repealed.
Absolutely.
So you're going to have some help with that.
Sure, we're going to have some help with it, but, someone has to lead it. It's just like yourself. I mean, this is a conservative area, and the people in this district, they demand, these conservatives, they want responsible leaders, and you've done that. I mean, you look what you fought, and you've stood up, and I need to stand up like you've had at your level in the state senate and see to it this is done. Someone has to lead the charge, and That's what I intend to do. It has to be done. I mean, we can't have this. It's chaos. And right now, and whenever they passed this, I understood from some people I knew in the legislature, in the House part down there, they said that Tom Wolf actually danced a jig. He was so happy. They figure they'll never have another Republican governor after this thing was implemented and put into place. And it has to go. I mean, it's President Trump wants it repealed. He's not against paper ballots. He's against these no excuse paper ballots. You understand? It's just
no excuse mail in.
Yeah, you can't have them. It's just it's wrong, and it has to be repealed. It has to be repealed. That's the only way you're going to get integrity. And a lot of people don't believe their vote even counts, and you can't blame them.
Or you and I. We were at an event, and a guy, and I think it was down Connersville last year at the Historical Society, and we were drinking a cup of coffee, or of course me, I was probably eating a piece of fried chicken. But anyways, we were sitting there, and a fellow come up to us, and that's what he said to us. I'll never forget that. And, and you took him aside, and you talked to him, and you explained to him that, you know what, that's one of the things, and I credit you for that, because he was mad. He said, look what we have. He said, how can I don't feel like my voice even is being heard. And you told him, you said that you have to vote. You have to vote.
Well, they're concerned. People care. That man cared. He was upset. And the ones who don't complain don't care. I mean, that goes with it. Now, the Pat Stefano, he owns this. He sponsored Act 77 in 2019, and he voted for it, and he helped pass it. And it was not procedural. It was not accidental. It was foundational election law, and you can't call yourself a pro-Trump supporter after sponsoring a law that cost him Pennsylvania in 2020. I remember I went to bed that night in November, and I thought the president was reelected, and I got in the morning, and this actually was like a domino theory, domino issue. What happened? Other states saw this taking place, and they saw what was going to transpire, and they copied it. And it's actually set the thing off throughout the entire United States. Replaced, some counties wouldn't let people in to count votes if you weren't with a certain party. In some states, they wouldn't let you into the big city. I remember the issues in Atlanta and Phoenix. They couldn't even go in to recount the votes or watch them count them. It's the accountability, and each state has its own particular laws that they conduct the elections.
The votes are the way you vote is mandated by the state.
That's right.
That you live in, and we're finding out now that that Donald Trump was right. That there was more than 12,000 votes in Georgia that should have been that he should have received.
Right.
But go ahead, Larry. I didn't mean to.
Well, when you're locked out, you can't get in. And each state, each county here in Pennsylvania handled it different ways.
Yep.
And and you experienced it here at the county level yourself.
I did.
Not that particular election, but you had to go through this too. And the only people that make money when you have to go to courts, you have the courts deciding what's going. But the courts shouldn't be deciding this. It should be the people, and the votes of the people. And when this happens, the only people that make any money are the lawyers. That's it. And it can be years later. I do think that the thing that should be done that's important. I saw this when I was in the Army in Europe, and people voted. They usually do it on Sundays in Europe. We can do it any time we want here, but it was one day you voted, and that was it. It was over. And they want to mail out ballots. It's fine for mail-in ballots, no excuse ballots, but I think they should be counted on Election Day, and it has to be more contained. It can't just be loose as it is right now, because it's just too chaotic. It has to stop.
It's a definite problem, and one of the things I know here in Fayette County they do count the ballots on Election Day, but because they spend the whole day open them up, and but the problem is you lose chain of custody, and,
right.
and that's and a lot of people don't realize that, and that's what I kept in what I did with I kept saying that, and of course, I had proof in 6 precincts that there was problems, and
right, I remember that.
Of course, I couldn't get a judge to take it up. But anyways, let's go ahead.
And you have conservative principles, and they want verification and uniform rules and election day certainty. And what this did is just delivered confusion and inconsistency in litigation. And what upsets me the most, Stefano. He considers the repeal as a non-starter, and election integrity is a priority, and the horse is out of the barn. But yet, President Trump says he wants no excuse mail-in voting. He wants that to stop. He's not against paper ballots. I think paper ballots are good. I mean, look what went on here in Fayette County. They spend millions of dollars to these voting machines, where a paper ballot, it's the way it is. And I like to support that more than just keep buying machines. And then you have these no excuse ballots, and this is ridiculous. I mean, there's no accountability. I mean, you get dead people on the rolls in some of these big cities, and they wrote them, and you can't even get in to recount. They won't let you in the place where they're recounting them.
Well, I believe, and somebody, I'm sure I'll be corrected about this, but I believe since this law took place, we've had issues every time, with every election,
Right.
primaries, and general elections since 2019. We've had issues with the election.
Right.
I mean, the one year there wasn't no scan bars across the Republican primary,
Right.
and then the next time there wasn't no there was problems with getting ballots back to the with the mail or something.
Right, from the post office.
From the post office, and I think they finally got that corrected. I think there's always been something, and even in this last election this last general election we had problems, and I know there was a good many people that just got fed up and just said, well, I'm not coming back to vote.
That's true. And President Trump opposes these no excuse mail-in ballots, and he'd like to see an election day restored, which I'd like to see too. I mean, this is crazy. You need uniform national standards, and Act 77 does the opposite. It's just chaotic. It's something that's needed, and it carries over. I mean, it goes on and on. It doesn't stop. It also discourages good people from wanting to run, because it's hard to get good candidates to run for these offices, and when they see what they have to put up with, where it can be stolen, it's a sin to get these people like this. You put in a lot of effort forward and have good ideas, and you're robbed.
Well, I do believe, and then you probably also do too, that your vote is a sacred thing, and
absolutely,
I really think that it should be counted. It should be counted correctly, and I'm all for. One of the things I'm all for, and is an ID to vote.
That's what I said.
I
verification.
mean, whether it's a driver's license,
right?
Whether it's whatever, and I think we can do this fairly easily. There's a lot of people. Of course, now you have to have an ID almost to do anything.
Right.
I mean, you can't. I think you even have to have an ID to get on a train now.
Wow.
So, I mean, it used to be you could just get on a train and go to Harrisburg or whatever, but I think when you buy your tickets, I think you have to have an ID of some sort.
Yeah.
So, what else do you want to say about this, Harry?
Well, I definitely want to get this repealed. I mean, it can't go on. I mean, you can't. In election integrity is a civil right issue of our time, and it has to be done. I mean, I see Senator Stefano is a puppet for the establishment in Harrisburg, and I can't understand why the Republican Party there would ever have gone for this. They're the ones that really supported this, and they shot themselves in the foot. That's basically what it is, and it's got to be changed. It's got to be repealed. And also, there's some issues, even how they handle the challenges at the precincts. When people have some discrepancy, the judge of elections should be allowed to settle those at the local precincts. I know Melanie Patterson brought that up to me down in Bell Vernon, and that's very important. They know the intentions and the local issues, and that's much better than sending it to the county courthouse, where it just gets lost again in the registration office. Those people don't know all the local issues and what they're talking about. Local intentions are.
Before this, I believe they counted the ballot, the mail-in ballots. We'll call them mail-in ballots, but if you were off working somewhere and you needed it, but I believe they counted them. Each precinct got them,
right,
and they counted them right at the precinct
right.
level. So you knew You knew who wasn't in town. You knew who worked away. The people that worked at that precinct understood all that. And now it's all getting grouped. It's all getting grouped. Now they still break them down by precincts, but you still don't have that added verification, we'll say.
No, but I still think they should all be handled at the local precinct level. And the judge, that's what you have a judge of elections for. And if we're going to have them, they should respect them and let them do their job and get it settled. Then send it to the county courthouse.
I think even beyond that, I believe that all the votes should be counted at the precinct.
I do too.
Be recounted at the precinct level,
right.
For all the longer it would take. And I know that they're a long time, but I really believe that.
Right.
I really believe
at least
that
when they come in, you can count on them. They're right.
We had a fellow over in Belverna that wanted to do that, and they did everything they could. I mean, they drug him into court to keep him from doing it.
Jeez.
So the night of the election, and like I said, it should be just an added verification.
Right.
I think so.
Absolutely.
So, anyways.
Yeah, well, anyone has needs any information, like to read this contract I have or anything else, they can go on for CochranForStateSenate.com and read the rest of my points on this 12-point contract I've made for the people and to the people. And I hope that you and I can go over some of these other issues on other shows here, because it's really important to get these 12 points out.
We will.
As many as we can, because it's that's what I'm running for, John. I mean, there has to be change, because it comes right back and it's laid on us, and I don't like it at all. The people deserve a lot more than this. I mean, you have a senator who takes care of these casinos and for taxes, and the people in this county are hurting. We need reform, to help the people. There are a lot of senior citizens, people on fixed incomes. They have to decide what they're going to eat or pay their taxes.
So it's kind of like a painstaking. I want to say that, but the government works slower than molasses in February. But one of the things that the people were going to be able to do and see that if they go to HarryCochran.com,
right?
Harry Cochran for
Senate.com.
For Senate.com. They'll be able to see the different things and how you want to try, because obviously you don't have the power just to repeal it by yourself. So you're going to have to go down there. You're going to have to make a few friends.
Right.
And you're going to have to get some things, get some people on your side. And I believe that there are senators that'll come to your. I believe there will be. We know that there's a couple legislators, or they were legislators over in Lancaster County that didn't vote for Act 77. I believe it was one of them's name was Metzger. I'm trying the other one. His name. I can't think of what it was now, but one of them was named was Metzger, and I think one of them's still a state representative over in Lancaster County, and I think that them's the people you're going to have to rub elbows with and talk to, and
right. I mean, they're constitutional questions here. It's no accountability. It doesn't even fit with our Constitution to have this. I mean, I know when I was in the military, I put my uniform on my back to defend that. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
So when you let's talk about that for just a second. When you was in the military, this is a good thought. When you voted when you were in the military.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now they just went around and passed out ballots to everybody that was there?
No, I had to write in from overseas, and they sent me a ballot.
Okay.
And I voted and I sent it back.
And you had to send it back.
That's right.
Okay.
And it had to be. I forget what the exact time was on that, but it had to be back here by election day to be counted. They give you a few days over in the military, but just a few. It wasn't
well, yeah. I think it's like actually I think it's a week. I think they.
I did, but it was a limited time. I know that, and I got mine in right away. Got it back again.
And you were stationed all over Europe.
Not all over. Well, I was in Germany in the commanding general staff of the 3rd Army Division. And
well, the mail probably got back to the United States a little quicker from Germany than it did from...
Yeah, the APO New York, Army Post Office out of New York. And, of course, we had direct service into Frankfurt. And So there's no problem. It was nice. It was convenient, and you knew your vote counted. You had confidence back there. You didn't have this nonsense going on now where you don't even know if it's going to count. You really believed in what you were doing. I mean, you had a uniform and you're willing to die for your country. If you had, that's the way it was.
I think that's really interesting. And you were in the military at a time when things were everybody was on edge.
Yeah, we had a Cold War, and that was TDY behind the Iron Curtain for a while, and that was an interesting thing too. And as a matter of, we masqueraded as students in Czechoslovakia in Prague, and that was quite an interesting job. One mistake, you get your brains blown out. That's all. But I don't know why they chose me for that, but I enjoyed it. I mean, John, it was an education. You saw how the other half really lived, and I saw where socialism doesn't work. They can say what they want. It's just, it failed.
Okay, so we believe it or not, Harry, we got about 8 minutes left, 8 or 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to say? I know you say you want to try to work on repealing Act 77, but so like I said, you're gonna have to go make some friends. You're gonna have to go get. We know the governor's not going to sign off of it.
Not this governor.
So we're probably gonna have to get. There's probably a way that we can get around that, and people can go to your website and see how many votes you need to have on the representative side. They're like the Congress of Pennsylvania,
and the Senate.
Then you have the Senate. So
right.
you have to have a certain. Would you have to have? It's going to be. There's probably a percentage, like you need 2/3 from the Senate to move it back into to get a
for constitutional change. Yeah. This is. But the thing is, you have to go to work down there, and I think that we can be a leader here. Someone has to stand up for what's right, and I really believe the Republican Party has to understand if this stands, you're never going to have another Republican governor in Pennsylvania. It's set up for the Democrats in the big cities to steal everything. That's it. I mean, the Republicans better wake up and repeal it, or they're shooting themselves in the foot. That's it, and they better understand it. And you got to I'll put a team together to get it together down there and work that way through the legislature. But I think if it's brought to the point where the team goes to work and lets the representatives and the senators know that, especially in the Republican caucus, they have to do something. Again, they're not going to get another governor if they don't. It's that serious. I mean, it's not a matter of if or but. It's going to happen.
So you're going to take the Howard Hughes approach. If you don't understand it, you're going to find somebody that does, and we'll get them to help work.
It has to be done.
And
have to go to work.
And I really believe that that's what the problem is with government right now. Too many egos get in the way, and I think that that's why we're in the situation we are.
Well, special interest. When you have this special interest, you have to be aware of that. And I just for the life of me, I can't understand why they ever voted this in, Act 99 in 2019, as a Republican.
Well, I know there were several people that went to Pat Stefano and tried to talk to him, and he blew them off.
Yeah. He has to listen to his bosses in Harrisburg. I mean, he's a puppet of their system down there. They put him in, and that's why I'm running. There has to be a change here. The people have. It's a joke, but it's a serious joke because look what it's done to us.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. The Donald Trump lost the 2020 election because of this.
Absolutely,
there's no doubt about it.
Absolutely, and he opposes these no excuse ballots right now. He's not against paper ballots, the no excuse ones, because he knows what's going to happen again. And you have a midterm election coming up next year. You know what that's going to look like. I mean, the way this is bad. This is bad. It doesn't just happen for presidential elections. You went through it yourself.
I did. it's easy enough to juggle things to make them look correct.
Yep.
And we figured that out right away.
Yep.
And
these sweet lies, you have to tell the people the bitter truth. It has to come out, whether they want to hear it or not. Something has to be done. And we need some, again, any representative or senator, you're only as strong as your constituents make you. They're the sovereign, and I know if they elect me, when they elect me state senator, they're in favor of this, and I have to get it done. It's part of my contract. I'm going to get it done. I'm not running for governor. I want to get some things clarified so we can help right back here in these 3 counties. Because it affects us. Look at this county. I mean, look at the county's not growing.
No, our county.
I mean, you're talking about these layoffs. It's sad. It's sad.
No, and I can go back to this. When I was a kid, when I was a young man, let's put it that way. The railroad in Connellsville, the rail yard was full of cars.
Yeah, you had 5 railroads in Connellsville when you were a young man.
Yeah, well, that's right. We had the Baltimore and Ohio.
Right.
Well, back then it was the Chessie system, I believe. And then you had Western Maryland.
Yep.
You had the P&LE.
Right.
You had the Pennsylvania.
Right.
And what was the fifth one?
The West Penn trolleys. West Penn railways. There was the trolleys or streetcars that went all through Fayette County.
I don't remember the trolleys when I was a kid.
Well, they were in my day. Back then, they had that, and then Connellsville was actually the center of that. And
it was right there. There was
on
actually,
Arch Street.
Yeah, the West Penn building.
Right.
It's a bank now.
Right.
And
that's right.
My dad, of course, often talks about it. But okay, so we don't build railroads no more.
No.
I mean, we don't build railroads. West Virginia builds railroads. South Dakota and North Dakota build railroads.
Right.
Why, I don't understand why Pennsylvania isn't building railroads. I mean, it's the cheapest way to move freight.
It is, yeah.
The other thing I think about, all the people that worked on the anchor hocking glass.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I mean, it was a big deal.
I worked there and I went to college, and I made enough working in anchor hocking in 3 months to pay for my entire college tuition. It's $1.68 an hour. And we get a lot of overtime, but we could pay for that in 3 months. Imagine that. And then the government got into these student loans, and they just the prices went through the roof.
Now we don't even have a glass plant in Fayette.
No, it's sad. I mean, we lost that cap plant. The
cap plant's still there to some degree.
To a very small degree.
It isn't like it used to be.
No, not even close. It was sad. It was like a family working there. Everybody was together, worked together as a family. It was close. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, I often think, and what I miss the most about from when I was a kid, and I'm going to get nostalgic on everybody right now, but I remember coming to Uniontown or Connellsville and all the stores, and they'd be all decorated up for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
How about, and the train would go through downtown Uniontown, and it was a passenger train.
Yeah.
People would be waving, and I remember that. I remember my dad taking us to Uniontown, and there was J.C. Penney's and Sears and Roebuck, and of course there's J.C. Penney's is still hanging around, but you had Sears and Roebuck. I don't remember Montgomery Ward's downtown, but there was Murphy's.
Well, I know in Connellsville, I stopped the railroad twice for tearing down the old station when I was a state legislator.
Okay.
The second time I had Senator John Hines help me with it. And then, of course, I got out, and then Senator John Hines was killed in that helicopter crash. And they came in, and there was no one there to speak, and it was a weekend, they just came and demolished the station. I remember these REA cars that were had the freight packages on them.
Yeah.
And I was always interested because the Railway Express Agency, it went bankrupt. And unless something has changed, the REA is the only company that was ever in the New York bankruptcy court that they'd never put up for sale. They can't sell it because the REA is the only agency in the world where they don't have to write down what they're transporting. in freight. And they're afraid to put it up because, the international drug dealers and everybody else, they'll pay any price. So they just won't put it up for sale.
I never thought about that.
That's the reason, because it's in bad hands. It's done. It's finished.
Last time I took the train to Harrisburg, they did put packages on the train, but it wasn't like it. It wasn't like it used to, probably what it was. They put them on the same as the passenger cars. But I will tell you this, which I was pleasantly surprised. When I got on in Greensburg, and I was headed to Harrisburg, when I got on in Greensburg, the conductor walked around and looked at everybody's tickets and everything, and then he said, I'm telling you all right now, he says, you just need to find a friend. He says, because the time we get to Bedford, he said, or I believe it was Bedford Station. It was somewhere
eastbound.
And he said, by the time we get to the next station after whatever that was, maybe it was Everett, I don't remember now, but he said it's going to be standing room only. So if you got stuff strewn around on the seats, he said you need to get it picked up, and we need to get it moved together. And that was one of the things.
You know what I like about that ride? When you get to Altoona, you can see the horseshoe curve, the whole thing. Just the way that thing was built and constructed. The engineering of it was magnificent. I mean, you see the actual shape of the entire horseshoe before you start down the mountain. It's really something to see. It's really an engineering feat.
And that's the river there is what that's the northern fork of the Allegheny.
I think it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a neat ride.
Oh yeah, and then Altoona was the Pennsylvania Railroad. It was actually headquarters, like there for Pennsylvania Railroad. It was a great railroad town, and it's nice. You go to Harrisburg. Actually, they have a train called the Pennsylvania you can pick up in Pittsburgh and go the whole way to Philadelphia.
Yep.
And
that's what. And that's I went to Philadelphia, and from Philadelphia we went to New York.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got about a minute left, Harry, and your website is Harry Cochran for Senate.
Cochran for State Senate.
Cochran for State Senate.
.com.
Right. And if you need to know anything, you'll be putting posts up there daily. And believe it or not, Harry's learning all about all these things, just like I did when I ran for office. It takes time and effort, and that's what we have to do.
I want input from the people. I want to hear from them. I really need it, and I'll do my best.
Well, thank you for being on the radio today, Harry. We'll get you back on. We'll try to cover bullet point number 2 for you maybe next time. And
appreciate that, John.
Great.
Thank you.
It'd be great.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So let's close up like I always do. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad. Love what you got and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember, the ride goes on. I tell you, I want to close with this. I've been studying something real quick. It's only going to take me a second or two. Not to us, Lord, not to us, but to you. But to your name, give the glory. That's the motto for the Knights Templar. I've been studying about the Knights Templar the last few weeks, and I think it's pretty cool. So God bless each and every one of you.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper, a federal